It starts with this, the mark of the slaves.
Okay.
It was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Thaler coin from the Roman empires. Spanish silver dollars from the Spanish monarchy.
Right.
It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important, US dollar and Federal Reserve. Credit card, contactless, which is very interesting because this piece was made in 2014. It existed, the technology, but we didn't use it to pay as we use it now. And then a bit of a future that it's either chipped or barcode.
Mm-hmm.
But then he ends with the mark of the slaves again. Because one of the things that he puts here on the shredded is that experts say that in less than 10 years, we're phasing out of paper currency. We're not having any paper anymore. Everything's going to be digital on the banks. And we're going to end up being slaves of some entity or some government or something.
You know what's more expensive than gold? It's that melanin our people are voluntarily eradicating. Wake up.
Melanin is more expensive than gold right now per gram. $463 a gram. You see, you see what I'm saying? So look, check this out. So 460, you have 150 trillion cells in your body. Each trillion cells in your body have melanin particles and melanin fragments in it. You are a walking gazillionaire.
God damn.
So look, so now it makes sense why we coming up missing. We're coming up missing and we missing the organs that have most of the melanin in it. You have more melanin in your heart and in your internal organs than you have in your skin, and they are taking it, man. That's why you see we are missing. Where's all the black men going? Have y'all ever Googled the statistics of how many black women get abducted and they never find them a year? Like, y'all should whip out y'all phones and start looking up this stuff, man. It will blow your mind.
When I start dealing with black people, how I deal with black people, I just go back to slavery. Fuck it, nigga. Let's talk about slavery, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck where you been. We're still on the plantation, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if I see a nigga with $1 billion, guess what? I'm gonna be looking at him from the field like, you know, I want to come in there with you. I want to put an outfit on. I want.
You want an outfit too?
You fucking right. That's what come with the house.
It's hot out here. I want one of them nice outfits. I want some clean water. I want everything in that.
The privilege that they give black people, that only black people can flex on other black people with, because that's all you can do, because you can't flex on the motherfucking master, because he gave it to you. And go out there and flex on your people. Because if you flex on me, your ass is in trouble. And what you got, that's my fuck up money. I spend that in taxes. So go be a king to your own people. But don't come over here and act like you're a king to us. And if I catch you biting and snapping back at me, I'm gonna take that shit from you, embarrass you, and make your people talk about you and turn on you again. That's what they do to us with that shit. You know you can't take it with you. You don't own the shit. And your people are loyal to you. It really is. That's the only fucked up thing about having something more than your own people. You can only flex on your own people. You can flex. You go in front of a homeless white man and you got $1 billion, that motherfucker still laugh at you. Fuck you, nigga. You be like, damn, you poor. I seen him. Go ride up in Malibu and walk past one of them surfboard homeless white dudes, and you pull up in your Bentley, he be looking at you like, that ain't shit. You be like, motherfucker, you homeless. I'm still white.
Put that in perspective, the average worker in America has to work for 300 years to make as much as their CEO does. Is that fair? And then you look at the extremes in America, where you start talking about the 0.1%, the people that are controlling our politics because they're making the biggest donations, and you look at companies like Amazon, where the CEO makes 6,000 times what their average worker makes. I'm not even kidding you. He makes over $212 million when his average worker makes $32,000. So in his case, an Amazon worker would have to work for 6,000 years to make what his CEO makes.
But of course, the rich will always tell the poor that it's other people's fault that they're poor. What's crazy to me is the stereotype that black people have bad credit, and yet every day you will get on social media and see another white woman sharing how much specifically credit card debt she has amassed. Like, whether she's single and she's amassed it on her own, or whether she is married and has amassed it, like, with her husband. They will, every day, they get on social media and share how much credit card debt they have.
I've said this multiple times and I will never tire of saying it. Every single thing about the American system, every single thing that hurts you, that is put in place to hurt you, was specifically designed for black people only. It started out with black people, and at some point the rich whites realized, hey, the poor whites can be niggers too, and then it extended to y'all. Credit reports, right? Credit was never a thing till the 80s. Go look it up. It started becoming a thing when black people started having access to shit. They were like, oh, okay, let's put in credit. HOA was created to stop black people from moving into neighborhoods. Now, HOAs is fucking white people more. America, the whole reason why the United States of America does not have universal health care is because white people believe if black people don't have access to health care, black people will die quicker. Who's hurting the most from healthcare in America? We're hurting, but sure in us. When I say everything, school in America used to be free until black people started going to school, and then America now decided to instill tuition. Now white people are dying, crying, oh my god, tuition. Your white great grandmammy and your white great grandpappy fucked you while trying to fuck us. Welcome to the club.
Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Konnichiwa, Jumbo, Wassalamu alaikum. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. And a special thanks to like the 4 subs who are always watching my content all the way through. I really do appreciate that watch time. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Like, share, subscribe. You know they're always trying to silence channels like mine. And you know, I'm always putting out this good information, this truth, stuff that they don't want us to hear about. So from one day to the next, any day could be my last. You might not hear from me again, depending on how they, you know, view my channel, strikes, censorship, shadow banning, all that. But I'm back at it again, blood and gold, trying to inform you about this monetary system, what to expect, what to look for, some things to research and study on your own, you know, also some interesting things. So this is part of my collection I want to show you. Hopefully you enjoyed those clips, you know, to lay the groundwork at the beginning, and I'm also going to show some clips at the end to help round out the video on a more positive note. All right. Of course, I'm sure everybody's heard about the coin shortages going on. 1 cent coins aren't being minted anymore. The value of the 1 cent coin has gone up by like 4%, by like 4 times 4. So, you know, a 1 cent coin is like worth over 4 cents now, almost 5 cents. All right. But I wanted to show you some bills or notes that I've acquired recently. And if you can't tell, these aren't average notes. They're star notes. You see that star on the side there after the serial number. All right, that makes them a little more uncommon than a normal note you might find out here. All right, I'm sure you could probably go several years handling money, cashiering, even in the banking industry, and you might not find these out in circulation. So notice the serial number here and then the star at the end of it. All right, now there are certain websites you can go to actually look up how rare certain notes are. You enter the serial number, you enter the denomination of said note, and it'll give you a little data on the bill, how rare it is, circulation, how many were printed, also the rarity of the serial number. So I've already checked several of these bills on those sites. Most of them are not extremely rare. Some are uncommon, but as far as face value, they're probably a little bit above face value. So that's always good. The rarity as far as it goes to speaking on like collecting things like that. Of course, you can still go out and spend these for the normal face value, but you would honestly be doing yourself a disservice if you spend one of these at a normal face value versus trying to get it, I wouldn't say graded, because like I said, I've already checked the rarity of these. But of course, some you can get more authenticated, put inside of plaques, or it would be pretty good to keep some of these, just in the collection, because they're not very, very common. All right, so let's go through some of the notes I have here. You can pause the video at your leisure and actually check the serial numbers of these notes, and let me know in the comment section if I should maybe either give some of these away or put some out for, not necessarily sell, but as a trade, like a little bit of an up trade for anybody who might want to collect some of these star notes. All right, so there's one. I have a few of these. I'm gonna go through all of them. You can pause. Like you see, they're all star notes, and some of these are of the same series, if you notice. All right, see, look, 2203 and then 2204. All right, so some of these are in sequence, which also increases the value or rarity when they're sequenced as a set. All right, so 2204, 2205. All right, $20 star notes. 2206, and then 2207. Nice little sequence going. All right, now the sequence skipped a few. 2210. All right, so it skipped 8 and 9. And this one, that was the end of the series for the 22. This is a completely different series, a set, a little bit more rare. As far as the numbers that are in it, you see the number sequence, how it has 2 1s, there's 2 7s, there's 2 5s. All right, and then a $50 star note. All right, see, same, it's a different denomination, same kind of format, serial number with that star at the end. When you're searching these notes on those websites, you also have to put in the star sign after the serial number for it to come up. All right, just some interesting stuff. Part of my collection, I like showing, coins, fiat, notes, all that kind of stuff. I just think it's really, really interesting to, put some of these things side by side, keep building the collection. It's not just silver and gold coins that have value, but, some of these notes, these debt notes, these fiat notes can also have higher face value than the denomination that's on it. All right, let me know how I'm doing down below. I have some more clips to show you after this. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Dictators don't teach kids about money. Actually, even the world's liberal democracies don't teach kids about money. Actually, nobody teaches kids about money. I'm from Germany, and the first time I learned what inflation is was 3 years after my graduation, and I wasn't even living in Germany anymore. The governments of the world's most developed nations don't seem to care much to teach their people about money. Why is that? Maybe it's because teaching their people about money would require teaching them how their government systematically steals from them. And that the reason why they can't afford a house, can't afford to feed a family on a single income anymore isn't because they're lazy millennials or lazy Gen Z or whatever, but it's because they have to work their entire lives for something that the state can print out of thin air. Of course your government won't teach you that. It'll probably make you pretty angry. We live in a world that wants us in debt, that wants us consuming, wants us spending money constantly, doesn't want us saving money because saving's no good in this messy economy that we've put ourselves into. We live in a world where bad debt has become not just normal, it has become normalized, and financial institutions make money off of your misery. We live in a world wherein one of the richest, most powerful nations, people pay for burritos in installments. I want to live in such a world. So they could say that I'm shilling the dictator and so on and so forth. But this was last week. These kids are part of the pilot program of the What is Money project. Because in El Salvador, 7-year-olds learn about money. Give me one other country that does this. One other country that actively pursues the financial sovereignty of its citizens. One other country that says, I know money's a tool for mass control. Well, I'm going to do the opposite and set my people free. Because I can tell you about countries that are well on their way to eradicating cash, replacing it with digital surveillance money. Or countries that are well on their way to imposing digital ID on a wholly unwilling population without a democratic mandate. Or I can tell you about countries that have frozen their citizens' bank accounts because they engaged in protests against the regime. I can tell you none of those countries are El Salvador. All of those countries are so-called first world countries, supposedly part of the free world, supposedly full democracies according to the Democracy Index. But tell me again how El Salvador is the dictatorship.
Every day I'm hustling. Who you suckers think you're tripping with? Yes, I'm the boss. 745 white on white.
I'm selling everything I own and converting all my money into physical nickels. Let me explain. A US nickel contains 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams. That means $1 million in nickels equals roughly 100,000 pounds of industrial metal, the kind of metal the government can't print, can't debase, and accidentally subsidizes at a loss. At current spot prices, the melt value of a modern nickel sits at 5.96 cents, around 20% more than its face value of 5 cents. In other words, the mint is producing coins at a significant loss. Rising commodity prices for copper and nickel have pushed the cost of manufacturing and distributing each nickel coin to nearly 14 cents.
Fucking on IG model and get to a kicking her out, she did.
This line is actually financial advice. Prioritize asset accumulation over temporary lifestyle inflation. Ladies, if he's not holding physical metals, reconsider your long-term wealth strategy.
I can't be playing with these diamonds, I can't be playing with this money, no way.
Because unlike diamonds, nickels actually follow a coherent economic thesis. This is what analysts call an asymmetrical bet, that the US Mint will eventually debase its coinage, that industrial metals will keep outpacing the dollar, and that a 5-cent coin will one day be worth more dead than alive. Worst case, you still hold legal tender currency, backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. Best case, the melt value doubles, triples, or better, yet legislation is passed to end nickel production, instantly making the existing finite supply of coins far more valuable to collectors. It's not crypto, it's not stocks, it's not even silver, it's a bunch of tiny claims on an industrial commodity the government accidentally subsidizes. That's the nickel standard, and this is why.